So how you doing? Hey, today we're going to work on tuning up Bodie's XL-76 that we got ported. Just kind of watch the video and see how she changes, because the low speed circuit is really fat and the idle screw is turned up a lot in order to compensate it. So you're going to see me just kind of backing out the idle screw and leading out the low speed until I kind of find this happy medium where everything seems to want to flow correctly. Now, it's not going to get perfect. The rings aren't seated and all that stuff, so don't expect absolute perfection, but it should run a lot better after this. All right, so there she is. So what do you say we give her a little tune? All righty. All right, we're going to work on tuning this saw up properly now. I don't like doing tunes without the bar and chain. I can't get as close, So the first start, we realized that the low speed circuit is way fat and the idle was turned up really high to help compensate for it. And we're gonna work at taking care of all of that. So we're gonna start by getting this idle set and we'll go from there. Alrighty, let's get her fired up. right, so I think that's about as close as I'm going to get this tuned for now. That idle screw was turned way in. So I got her backed out now and running a little better. Hey, don't touch.
I'm not.
All right, so we're still having an issue with the tune returning to idle. It's slow returning to idle. And that symptom could be a couple of things, but basically what it's coming from is we're getting too much air up here in the intake. And I think I figured out our issue. I'm going to try to show you, but this is difficult to show you with. So here we go. The throttle rod right here. So if I get in here and give this throttle jiggle, can you see the movement? It's got a good bit of movement to it. Can you tell? What's going on here is we're leaking air right past this rod here and basically giving us kind of like a lean condition, especially with like trying to return to idle and so forth. So it'd either be the rod or the throttle body, and chances are it's the throttle body. So we got some options here. Let me show you. All right, so I got two carbs here that'll work with this saw, but you know that all that linkage for the throttle is missing. You know, we strip parts out of them every time. So I think what we're gonna do is see if we can get one of these to work. And just from looking at it, I think it's gonna be this rear one is the one we're gonna try. So she's gonna have to get a bunch of parts. So as you can see, she's a governed carburetor, so we'd have to block that. But I think this is what's causing the mishap on that carb. And the only way we're gonna know is to do the swap. So that's what we're gonna do. But there is another option. The other option is to go brand new. Now to go brand new, this is a 266 carb, and the position of this hole to work your throttle linkage is on top, where on the Homelites it's on the bottom. So being on the top, it would need the throttle rod to push it over, but on Homelites it pulls it back. So you can see there'd be a little issue there. That and the screws for the high and low jet, they need to be long enough to pop out through this grommet to keep you from sucking sawdust and stuff through. So this is an option, but those are some things you would have to address to use a new carburetor like this. So I am going to go with the option of repairing a carburetor and see if we can get this one working better. Now the saw runs just fine, but you know, she's not perfect and it is showing some issues. So it's one little thing that we're gonna work it taken care of. Now the muffler, that noisy little nuisance, this is the one I think we're gonna run. I think we're gonna run one of these mufflers. I've already modified this to work on one of these saws, so let's put this on. But first we're gonna run it with this one, and then we'll switch it to this one, and we'll see how much of a performance difference there is between the two mufflers. So I think we're gonna go that route. We'll run this first, then eventually switch it to this guy, you know? But for now, we gotta do a little carb work. We gotta get this thing running just right, you know? She runs good enough now, but there is a little bit of an issue there for us to take care of. Alrighty. And I think I'm actually gonna give this bar to Bodie. Let him keep that with the saw. We're running a 20-inch, full chisel, full house. And this is what we will be running for our testing. So, and I think I'm just gonna leave it on the saw and go ahead and give it to Bodie. She's not the gorgeous bar or anything like that, but she's good and functional, no issues. So you know what I mean. I think he could use a good Homelite mount style bar for his little saw collection, you know. I hope you enjoyed this. She sounded pretty healthy. All right, so I hope you like this little video. This saw sounded pretty healthy, and the next time you see it, it will be cutting. So opportunities like this give me a chance to get some heat cycles in it before I start sickening the wood. You know what I mean? And that's kind of why I do it the way I do. I just do a little bit at a time until I get to that first cut. I can tell you, I tried my tack. I have a fast tack, if you're not familiar with them. Fast tack. I put a brand new battery in it. It worked 2 weeks ago with a brand new battery, and now the battery's dead. So I got 1 use out of a brand new battery on that tack. I don't think it's turning off like the way it should. I'm gonna have to get another one. Now this is a small issue. You know, one of those little things that I kind of learned over the years. You know, you kind of learn things with experience, I guess you can say. But especially with these vintage saws, you know, you start looking for this stuff. But, you know, I think it's gonna run pretty good when we're done. So hope you like this little video of trying to figure out some carb issues, and we'll see you on the next one. Later.